You may close your eyes and prepare your mind and body for this meditation, giving all your weight to the ground, placing your hands in a comfortable posture, welcoming this atmosphere and the feelings of heat, coolness, or anything that you may feel at this moment. Also internally, feeling warm, cool-hearted, pleasant, or unpleasant. Your awareness increases. Whatever is happening, however tired your body and mind is, your spirit may be tired. This meditation will give you a break, sense of calmness and tranquility. And your body, especially the upper body, seated upright. Your eyes gently closed. We will focus more on feelings from head down to the soles of your feet. There are these three feelings, three kinds of feelings. Pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, and neutral feelings. A mind full of equanimity is able to deal with the pleasant feelings the same way it deals with unpleasant or neutral or any feeling. Just awareness, unaffected by these feelings that come and go. Sometimes we build unrealistic expectations about these feelings. We want pleasant feelings to last forever, unpleasant feelings to go away quickly, and we don't even notice neutral feelings. So there is ignorance toward neutral feelings. But when we start to know, the ignorance is no longer present. When we stop struggling with unpleasant feelings, or when we stop desiring pleasant feelings to last, suffering vanishes. Tranquility and peace and equanimity, these become more available to you as you are one with reality, that pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, these feelings are seen for their true nature. In every second, every millisecond, these feelings arise, and there is cessation of these feelings. Identifying with them and expecting them to be permanent is an illusion in the mind. How many times in the past have we been fooled by such expectations? When something is pleasant, we want them to last forever. There is nothing wrong with that. That inherent desire leads to expect high expectations, and then we fall into misery. Seeing the danger of such things, we find the refuge. The truth is the refuge. And then there is wisdom in us. Oh, it is just a pleasant feeling. Oh, it is just an unpleasant feeling. Oh, it is just a neutral feeling. Let them be, and there you experience freedom, unbounded by pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensation. Feelings are empty of a self. Even if a self tells the feelings to stay forever, they don't listen. Even if a self tells feelings to disappear, they don't disappear. Feelings are empty of a self. Even with a neutral feeling, we do not need to bind it with a self that does not exist. Knowing thus, seeing thus, there is liberating wisdom in a being, unaffected by feelings. Let them go, let them come, let them take turns and stay as long as they want to stay and disappear. Mind is not affected any bit because there is wisdom. The wisdom faculty is strong of a person who is able to see the truth behind the feelings. Feelings that are stronger, like emotion, anger, and so on, are hollow, devoid of a self, need no reaction, need not being bothered by them. So, developing the wisdom faculty, there is an element of liberation happening in us, not being a slave to any feeling. They are just feelings like trees, things that has a purpose, built because of conditions. When conditions disappear, feelings disappear. You can now come to your breath, noticing the starting point and the ending point of the breath, relaxing your body completely. Please take a deep breath in and release. Drop the body completely to the ground and notice the weight that you are carrying. is not felt heavily anymore. So, we may come out of meditation and we are studying this fascinating story of Venerable Punna. He lived at the time of the Buddha. Uh, he was an arahant. That means he's an enlightened monk. One of the foremost, one of the monks who was foremost in preaching the Dhamma. Uh, his name also had another piece that is Mantani Putta. Mantani is his mother's name. So Putta means the son, so son of Mantani. So he was born in this place called Donavattu near the city of Kapilavattu, the ancient city in India, in a family of Brahmins. So he was in a good social caste. So his mother Mantani or Maitriyani was the sister of Venerable Anya Kondanya. That is one of the five disciples of the Buddha, five first disciples of the Buddha, who became Venerable Punna's teacher. And another monk, Venerable Ananda, had said that Venerable Punna had a great influence on his practice in this kind of season, like the rain season, as we monks are practicing now. There is a practice called rains practice. Monks abstain from traveling more than, if they do travel, they come back within 6 days back to the meditation place and they continue their practice without breaking it for 3 months. And Venerable Ananda in Ananda Sutta says, thanks to Venerable Punna, he was able to become a winner of the path. And one time, Venerable Sariputta hears about Punna for the first time through a conversation between the Buddha and group of Shakyans who praised him. So Venerable Sariputta had made a chance to visit Venerable Punna. and that they had a conversation without revealing each other's identity. And Venerable Punna uses the analogy of chariots called Ratha Vinita Sutta. That is a story of how someone can reach to a city using different techniques. I wouldn't say techniques, actually, using different chariots, one leading to the other, and then finally the last one taking you to the city. So if you ask that person, which did you get to the city from this chariot, he would say, no, I took other chariots halfway through that brought me so far. So in the same way, when someone is reaching to enlightenment, this journey takes several stages: purifying your own thoughts, purifying your own conduct, bodily conduct, sense restrainment, practice of meditation, and cultivation of wisdom. All these contribute to someone's awakening. And if you ask an awakened person what helped you to become awakened, they wouldn't say that it was just purification of practice or the body. It is many things contributing to their awakening. And after that discussion between Sariputta and Punna, they reveal their identity, and that they praise each other, and they say, someone should carry you in a soft pillow to show you veneration, and that is a different discussion altogether that we can maybe discuss at another time. So today we are discussing one teaching that was given to Venerable Punna on the sixth sense basis. Let me make these letters bigger. So this is Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation on Sanyutta Nikaya. That means connected discourses on the sixth sense basis. So under that, we learn some teaching given to Venerable Punna on sixth sense basis. And there's an interesting conversation between Punna and Buddha in this teaching, toward the last part of this teaching. Then the Venerable Punna approached the Blessed One and said to him, Venerable Sir, it would be good if the Blessed One would teach me the Dhamma in brief, so that having heard the Dhamma from the Blessed One, I might dwell alone, withdrawn, diligent, ardent, and resolute. Punna, there are forms cognizable by the eye that are desirable, lovely, agreeable, pleasing, sensually enticing, tantalizing. So just seeing things that are beautiful. And if a monk seeks delight in them, welcomes them, and remains holding to them, delight arises in him. With the arising of delight, Punna, there is the arising of suffering. That means you are now attached to this person. And that there is wanting, and wanting that person to be yours, and that person to be your way. And when that doesn't happen, because that person does not want to reciprocate your feeling, and there is suffering in you. This is that simple teaching here, because he's asking for a brief teaching and how to restrain a mind of a monk here. I say there are, Punna, also sounds, the same way that you get attached to, and smells and tasting stuff and physical contacts, and also thoughts that you desire. So the last one is mental phenomena, cognizable by the mind, that are desirable, lovely, agreeable, pleasing, sensually enticing, tantalizing. If a monk seeks delight in them, welcomes them, and remains holding to them, delight arises in him. With the arising of delight, Punna, there is the arising of suffering. So I would say, instead of delight, I would say, with the arising of attachment, Punna, there is the arising of suffering. Attachment leads to suffering. And the opposite is, Punna, there are forms cognizable by the eye, sounds cognizable by the ear, and that is included in the dots here. All the sensual experiences. And when these are desirable, all these are desirable, lovely, agreeable, pleasing, sensually enticing, and tantalizing. If a monk does not seek delight in them, does not welcome them, does not remain holding to them, delight ceases in him, or attachment ceases in him. With the cessation of attachment, Punna, there is a cessation of suffering. Simple, but not doable easily. Now that you have received this brief exhortation from me, Punna, in which country will you dwell to meditate? And Punna answers, there is, Venerable Sir, a country named Sunaparantaka. I will dwell there. He is known as Sunaparantaka Punna. Punna, the people of Sunaparanta are wild and rough. If they abuse and revile you, what will you think about that? Venerable Sir, if the people of Sunaparantaka abuse and revile me, then I will think these people of Sunaparanta are excellent, truly excellent, in that they do not give me a blow with the fist. Then I will think thus, Blessed One, then I will think thus. That means, they only abused me verbally. They did not hit me. They did not punch me. So they're still good people. It's like, monks coming to Cambridge maybe 200 years ago, not knowing anybody there. And you meet Buddha before going there, and then the Buddha, those people can be harsh on you. And what if they, use abusive language, and you say, they will not fist, they will not punch me. So they are still good people. But then the Buddha asks, further question, but Punna, if those people of Sunaparanta do give you if they punch you on the face, what will you do? What will you think? Venerable Sir, if they give me if they punch me, then I will think these people of Sunaparanta are still excellent, that they did not give me a blow with a clod. They did not take a stick and, injure you, wound you. But what if they do that? Venerable Sir, if those people give me a blow with a clod, then I will think, these people do not give me a blow with a rod, therefore they are still good people. But what if they do that? Then I will think, these people of Sunaparanta are excellent, truly excellent, in that they do not stab me with a knife. I will still have loving kindness toward them. My mind will not be affected. But Punna, if the people of Sunaparantaka stab you with a knife, what will you think? Venerable Sir, If they stab me with a knife, then I will think these people of Sunaparanta are still excellent, truly excellent, in that they do not take my life with a sharp knife. Then I will think thus, blessed one, I will think thus, fortunate one. But what if they take your life with a sharp knife, Punna? What will you think about that? Venerable sir, if the people of Sunaparanta take my life with a sharp knife, I will accept that fate. I will think, some of your disciples, Venerable sir, when they have become enlightened, being repelled, humiliated, and disgusted by the body and life, they sought for an assassin, assailant, but now these people have given it to me for free. I have come upon this assailant even without a search. I will accept that as my fate. I will not have hatred toward these people. Good, good Punna, endowed with such self-control and peacefulness, you will know how to deal with pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral experiences that you will be having. You will be able to dwell in this country. Now, Punna, you may go at your own convenience. Then, having delighted and rejoiced in the Blessed One's statement, Venerable Punna rose from his seat, paid homage to the Blessed One, and departed, keeping him on his right. That is a way of showing respect to the Buddha. You will not turn your left hand side. Some Asian culture, the left hand is sort of like the dirty hand. So right hand, the clean hand. He then set his lodging in order, took his ball and outer robe, and set out to wander towards the Sunaparanta country. Wandering by stages, he eventually arrived in the Sunaparanta country, where he dwelt. Then, during that reign, the Venerable Punna established 500 male lay followers and 500 female lay followers in the practice. And he himself, during that same reign, realized the three true knowledges. So, what are those three true knowledges? When someone becomes enlightened, they have these three knowledges. They can recollect their past lives, how they went through different cycles of birth and death, enduring suffering, attachment, and problems and achievements in life. And they have also the knowledge of different beings who experience the same cycle, that they are born as heavenly beings and animals or human beings, and that they also have the knowledge of destruction of craving. So these three knowledges arise in them. And during that same reign, he attained final nibbana, final unbinding, freedom from all attachment. Then a number of monks approached the Blessed One and said to him, Venerable Sir, this clansman named Punna, who was given a brief exhortation by you, has passed away. What is his destination? What is his future born? That's an invalid question for someone who is enlightened. He's not born anywhere, right? Monks, Punna was wise. He practiced in accordance with the Dhamma. He did not trouble me with asking too many questions. He has attained final unbinding. He does not exist anywhere. He did not want to be in this cycle. He ended it. So that was the teaching, and that shows that he became enlightened. So, any questions? What was interesting? What did you think about it?
Well,
Yeah.
I thought, as you were reading the story, what I thought was, what we say sometimes, it could always be worse.
Yeah, right. And it wasn't. He happened to establish, he was of course good at giving teachings, and Buddha was having this conversation, delighting in that conversation, seeing how clever he was in responding to the Buddha. I would think that the Buddha knew this skillfulness of this monk. He kept asking more questions up until to the point that, okay, what did they kill you? Well, I will not be upset. There you go. I was expecting that to happen, and it happened. That kind of stability of mind is so remarkable. Being willing to adapt to any situation, and that you are able to forgive immediately to the abuser, that they can do anything to you. I remember coming here and seeing people on the street. At Quincy, I was taking the train back to the Thai temple in Quincy Adams, where I was staying at the time. Seeing people coming, toward me, but my mind was creating a story that these people who are dwelling at night on the street might attack me, or these are people I've never seen in Sri Lanka, or I don't know them. They are strangers, different, you know, different ethnicities, and I don't really know what they will do, what they are thinking about me, and that I'm wearing different clothes here. This is like going to a completely different culture, and that, so the Buddha is preparing him, telling him, okay, so expect anything to happen, and when it is just your own way of responding to things, whether it is pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral feeling, they are just empty of a self. No need to react, no need to be upset, no need to find delight, or be attached to certain things when you like them. Let them be, let them come and go, and you will be okay.
And no fear also.
Yeah,
No fear of the unknown.
yeah. Isn't that amazing? No fear of the unknown. I like the way you put it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Very deep.
Yeah, this is why when you say very deep, we will need to keep going back and forth, comparing our own reaction to how this monk was thinking, how much wisdom he had, and how far we have to go to get there.
No kidding. How far I have to go, not you, I.
At least we have come so far. Nobody has punched on our face,
That's what Punna would say.
right?
Well, we've come this far.
We've come this far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting, right? How we, how and Punna can live in our lives on different occasions, and we can easily forgive, thinking in that same line. Oh, well, it's okay. They only did that. They didn't do anything bad to me.
Right. At least they didn't hit me with this. Well, at least they didn't hit me with that. At least.
Yeah,
So finding the
yeah,
positive,
yeah,
finding the goodness.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's tough.
That is
Beautiful
actually
though.
extraordinary human achievement of the mind, being unaffected, even to the most peaceful person such as the Buddha. They were insult. What did the Buddha do to deserve that? Nothing. But people are people. How did the Buddha react, to his cousin um, who was doing many things to harm the Buddha, to become the leader of the monks? We would think that, oh, what a bad person he is. But that is our reaction. But in the Buddha's mind, well, it's just that person. That is his inclination of the mind. And of course, he will go through his own karma. And it doesn't bother the Buddha when the moment he come in contact uh, with that mental image of that person. It is the same way when he think of his mom, when he think of me, or when he think of you. It's just the same, mental and material union. Nothing more, nothing less. There's deep, profound unaffectedness in
and
that
yet, and
mind.
yet, and yet, compassion.
A lot of compassion toward him. Still telling the truth that, give up. There's no need to do that. There's no need to be that way. So, yeah. Okay. So, anything else? Okay. Shall we share some merits? May the suffering ones be suffering free. The fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Have a happy evening or not.
Up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.